You're watching Newsfeed AM. Let's pick up on this discussion now. The ANC in the Free State, the chairperson there, Mxolisi Dukwana, expected to take over as premier of the province. This is after the Provincial Executive Committee resolved to recall Sisi Ntombela and install Dukwana as premier of the troubled province. Now, the newly elected spokesperson, Jabu Mbalula, said one of the reasons to recall the premier was the Auditor General's report on the poor state of service delivery in the province. Let's talk further now and unpack this, and including the politics in that particular province. And we speak now to Jabu Mbalula, who is talking to us from Bloemfontein this morning. Mr. Mbalula, thank you very much for your time. I thought you would be in Cape Town alongside the provincial leadership. Is it true that they are in Cape Town or have been in Cape Town trying to convince the ANC at national that Sisi Ntombela has to go as soon as possible?
Good morning, Polly, and good morning to your listeners. The Provincial Executive Committee, as you correctly pointed out, had its meeting on Saturday and reflected on a number of issues, among which was to undertake a frank and robust assessment of the performance of governance structures, both at the provincial and local government level. At the conclusion of that meeting, we taken a view that it will be important for the chairperson of the ANC in the province to immediately take over the premiership of the Free State. In our view, that will assist us to align a number of things that the ANC had already decided upon. We are just from a national conference. A lot of decisions have been taken there. We are from our own provincial conference. Decisions have been taken there. And in the PEC meeting, we also reviewed a lot of decisions that the interim provincial committee that was there before the conference has taken. So we immediately instructed the office of the provincial secretary to interact with the national officials, as you would know that the issue of premiership and the mayors for the metros are a national competence. So that those engagements are unfolding as we speak.
Yeah, all right. The viewers, or South Africans in general, will be keen to know what is this sense of urgency that has now created this expectation that Sisi Ntombela must go and must go immediately. And I'm saying this on the back of the knowledge that the president is expected to make a cabinet reshuffle, and it is the prerogative of the president to also appoint premiers. So, simple question, what is the rush?
In the January 8 statement, Polly, we had committed ourselves that this year is a year for decisive action. And the decisive action to do nothing else but to make sure that there is indeed service delivery to our people. In the interviews we had previously with other media people, we pointed out that among other things that we found to be very much worrying were the report of the Auditor General, which pointed out concerning issues with regard to municipalities and the overall performance of provincial government. In the Free State, we are doing well insofar as education is concerned, but in other areas, we are not doing so well. So we do not have a second to waste. We do not have a minute to waste. We do not have a month to waste. We do not have a year to waste. Because decisive action to us, and in our understanding, means nothing else. But it means that how much convinced are we with the quality of decisions we take, and how such decisions can be able to take us forward to make sure that there is indeed quality service delivery happening to our people.
Yeah.
The state of our roads is a concerning issue. The spillage of sewer all over is a concerning issue to us. The issue around energy, they are a concerning issue to us. So we don't have a minute to waste. We don't have a second to waste. Hence, we thought that we needed to decide on these issues in the manner in which we did in the Provincial Executive Committee meeting.
My understanding is that it's not only the position of Premier that is the talk of the town. The mayor of Mangaung, Mr. Sionzana, that person, you also want them gone. Is that a correct assumption?
Yes, that's correct, Tony.
And what are the problems there? We understand that that city, in fact, it's common knowledge that Mangaung was placed under administration. How has that process been going?
Yes, Mangaung was placed under administration. People who normally pass through Bloemfontein, either going to Cape Town or going north, they are complaining about the state of Mangaung. Mangaung is called a city of roses. It used to be a beautiful city, but if you look at it now, it is really looks like a city that is, you can't be proud of calling it a city of roses. The issue of potholes, the issue of removals of garbage, they are concerning issues. The issue of sewer spillage. And so we then thought that something needs to be done. The people of Mangaung deserve better. And this decision was then taken through the interaction with the structures of the ANC in the metro. And it's something that has already been taken. It's a decision that has been taken a long time ago, actually.
Yeah, and it's interesting words you use there, Mr. Mbalula, that the people of Mangaung deserve better. For a viewer who may not be politically aware, it's as if you're talking about a leadership that comes from a different political party. These are ANC deployees. What has gone wrong? What is it that they did or did not do as per the ANC's strategic goals?
We are from a local government elections, probably not so long ago. And in those elections, we tabled a manifesto. And that manifesto, in it, we committed ourselves that we are going to make sure that the ANC-led government in the metro is going to make sure that there is indeed quality services that are delivered to our people. I've alluded to you already that the state of services in Mangaung is a serious concerning issue. And we are not satisfied as the leading party that there is no movement in that particular regard. We had committed ourselves that we would build strong working partnerships that will ensure that there's indeed true service delivery. The state of roads, the state of our streets are things that are really concerning.
But that's, Mr. Mbalula, I'm sorry, I have to come in. I have to come in, sir. I'm sorry to say this. But this is not a new problem in the Free State. This has been a problem for some time. There are people in different towns in the Free State that go without water for weeks on end. There was a recent protest over the state of roads. These are problems that the Free State has been sitting with, and at leadership level, why has there been no action? Why did this action have to wait for a provincial conference to deliver a solid leadership first in order for problems to be resolved?
When we are an organization, Oli, in charge of things like what we are talking about, you do assess yourself from time to time. Conferences and other meetings we normally hold provide us with a platform to make this assessment. And where really we find that things are not working well, especially now that we have committed ourselves to a theme that call for a decisive action, we do not have time to waste, but to confront these issues and make sure that even though things were not done in a manner in which they were supposed to be done, that decisive action is now taken to ensure that there is indeed quality service delivered to the people.
Let me ask you this final question then. Is the provincial secretary finding joy in their interactions with the national office of the ANC? Are these talks bearing fruit? And if they are, how soon do you think that these two leaders could be removed from office and new people installed?
We are expecting a report from the provincial secretary, which would be processed through the provincial working committee and other structures of the ANC. we do not have a reason to doubt that such engagements will not yield a positive result.
Jabu Mbalula, let me thank you for your time. And he is the spokesperson of the African National Congress in the Free State province. Well, as you can hear there, the changes in the Free State, they have got to happen, and they need to happen with speed. Immediately is the word that Mr. Mbalula has constantly been using. All right, we shall see where that takes us.